We are now just 4 days out from the total solar eclipse. I hope you have your glasses ready. Many of us are planning to do some eclipse chasing for the big day. I wanted to spend some time tonight to talk about the forecast for Monday itself and also why cloud cover forecasting is so tricky, even 4 days out. First, this image was actually posted last night on Twitter showing the Airbnb bookings for April 7th into April 8th. This was posted by Jamie Lane, and all of the reds here highlighting where Airbnbs are 100% booked. Can you tell where the path of totality is? Well, in fact, that completely lines up with the path of totality here across the lower 48. And you can see where that will be crossing northwest Pennsylvania by the time we get to Monday afternoon. A 3D perspective by around 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Totality will be moving through the state of Indiana, eventually traversing Ohio, including the city of Cleveland. And by the time we get to right around 3:15 in the afternoon, that's where it enters the border with Ohio and Pennsylvania, moves through Erie by around 3:16, 3:17. It will continue there for several minutes, and then eventually it's out of here, in Pennsylvania at least, by around 3:19 or 3:20. In the afternoon. But the length of totality does vary. Here's a different snapshot, if you will, of looking at where it's only about 47 seconds of totality in Warren, kind of right on the path there, the outer edge, I should say. Corey, about 2 minutes and 49 seconds of totality. Erie, 3 minutes and 41 seconds of totality. So kind of helping you gauge where you might want to set up. And if you're willing to be mobile, maybe expressing your way up to the north or to the west, depending on where the cloud cover may be, because of course that's the big variable here. Hard to really plan your travel just based on road conditions and things like that. Also have to plan around the forecast. And so that's what we're going to spend some time talking about tonight. We always tell our students here at Penn State to start with the big picture and then hone yourself into your area of interest. And so that's what we'll do with this eclipse forecast. Looking at the overall pattern first, this is a spaghetti plot. We show these on week 2 trends, a bunch of different forecast model runs put together. So it's an ensemble of forecast models showing that there's good agreement and a ridge in the east, trough in the west, with perhaps an elongation of that ridge, at least on the European ensemble product, up towards Hudson Bay, so a little farther off to the north and west. We get there because this bowling ball that's been cut off and bringing us rain the last several days finally moves out to sea, as you've heard off in the short-range forecast. Ridge builds in behind it, but we're watching this next piece of energy that will be situated over the northern plains. Area of low pressure there with a warm front that will be extending eastward. That could serve as a lifting mechanism and allow some clouds and even the chance for an isolated shower or two in Pennsylvania by Monday afternoon. We'll take things down a little bit closer to the surface. This is a look at mid-level relative humidity. We're plotting isobars, so lines of constant pressure on here, and we can see that we've got this area of low pressure that will be situated across the northern plains. We're watching a warm front that will be near or over Pennsylvania by around 3 p.m. High pressure off to the south and east, and this could actually form as that lifting mechanism with enough moisture in place to allow for some cloud cover and the chance even for a few isolated rain showers. This is one particular solution. Let's talk about ensemble solutions. This is a product that was actually designed, this image at least, by our very own Christian Spallone. You should recognize that name, an undergraduate forecaster here on the show. He's looking at the National Blend of Model data here, and he's actually comprised the total solar eclipse viewing index, in this case giving a number value from 0 to 100 about how good the viewing will be for the eclipse. And so the higher the number, the better. That's what we see across northern New England into Maine. Meanwhile, Pennsylvania, especially western Pennsylvania, right around a 50, a little bit closer. You can see a 50 for Erie and Meadville, so kind of glass half full or glass half empty, but really only a 50% on this particular index. Some other products, though, that I wanted to show. Tomer Berg, out of the University of Oklahoma, did a snapshot of individual cities using the National Blend of Model ensemble mean cloud cover data. 57% is what he's showing for cloud cover in Erie by the time we get to eclipse time. Meadville, 59%. Jamestown, New York, 52%. And overall consensus is that less likely to see cloud cover the farther north that you go, especially across northern New England. For a national snapshot of ensemble data, this is a look at the European ensemble for cloud cover. So the deeper the gray, the more cloud cover. So this is a look at the European, compare that to the American or GFS solution, a little bit cloudier and even cloudier on this Canadian solution. So we're seeing increasing chances for clouds. In fact, the trend has been for more clouds in Pennsylvania. And now with that warm front, the chance also there for some isolated showers. So we always try to break down our confidence when it comes to our snow forecast and other forecasts on Weather World. Let's apply the same principle to this eclipse forecast. What are we confident about when it comes to Eclipse Day? I think there's a slim chance that we'll see 0% cloud cover in northwest Pennsylvania. It does not look to be a totally clear day. On the flip side, I also think it's unlikely that we see 100% cloud cover in northwest Pennsylvania by Monday afternoon, likely seeing some breaks in those clouds. Better chances for less clouds in New York and northern New England. There's good agreement across most of the ensemble products for that. It's also going to be mild. If you're camping, as I plan to do for the eclipse, it'll be in the low to mid 60s for daytime highs in northwest Pennsylvania on Monday afternoon. What we're less confident in, will it be mainly high clouds or some thicker cloud cover during the afternoon, along with that chance for some isolated rain showers with a warm front. It's worth noting that there's still quite a bit of research being done to improve cloud cover forecasting, which is still in its infancy. Some of that research is actually happening here at Penn State's Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science. So that's why there's still so much uncertainty, even 4 days out, on what we'll see in terms of cloud cover for Eclipse Day itself. It's also worth noting right now, too, that we will not have a forecast-filled show on Eclipse Day, as many of us, myself included, will plan to head out and do some eclipse chasing to catch the optical phenomena ourselves. We've got a recap of the short-range forecast up next.